She does, Snowflake.
Here we go.
President Obama laying out an ambitious to-do list for Congress in the annual State of the Union address last night, watched by millions. Immigration, climate change, job creation, a few items on the agenda that was announced, and he promised that he will go at it alone if he has to.
Let's make this a year of action. I'm eager to work with all of you. But America does not stand still, and neither will I. So wherever and whenever I can take steps without legislation to expand opportunity for more American families, that's what I'm going to do. I'll act on my own to slash bureaucracy and streamline the permitting process for key projects. I will issue an executive order requiring federal contractors to pay their federally funded employees a fair wage of at least $10.10 an hour, because if you cook our troops meals or wash their dishes, you should not have to live in poverty. So join the rest of the country. Say yes. Give America a raise. Opportunity is who we are. And the defining project of our generation must be to restore that promise.
Well, the reaction last night after the speech came in fast and furious. Syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer with a scathing critique last night during our special coverage. Watch Charles.
There wasn't a lot in the speech. Of course, he's playing a very weak hand. I was impressed by the fact that he delivered it with conviction, because, again, there wasn't a lot in it. I would call it the chestnut speech. There were so many old chestnuts that were shown, it was almost embarrassing.
Stuart Varney is the host of Varney and Company on the Fox Business Network. Stuart, you're saying much the same thing this morning, that there was just a lot of retread and not a lot of, strong action in what he outlaid last night.
Well, I'm looking at it from the point of view of the economy, from the point of view of economic policy. He presented an extremely limited set of options to get this economy going again. Let me go through just a couple of them. He wants a review and reform of job training programs led by Vice President Biden, a report on the plight of working families, a wage hike for a minuscule number of federal contract employees, a very vague new pension savings plan with the taxpayer on the hook in case of any failures, a very brief mention of tax breaks for companies that bring hundreds of billions of dollars back to America. Just a brief mention. You add it all up, and there was no big new program to get the economy going, get us out of a very low growth rate and a very high unemployment rate, with nothing there for that.
I think the president would argue that his options are limited, because anything that he would put forth that would be against what the Republicans want would probably not get anywhere. And, your thoughts on that? And also, I know you're going to bring up Ronald Reagan's State of the Union speech from 1985. What's the comparison that you want to make there?
I was watching President Obama last night, and then I looked at the State of the Union message delivered by Ronald Reagan in January 1985, and there was a real contrast between the two. President Reagan stood up and said, 25 months of unbroken economic growth and 7.2 million jobs created in the last 2 years. That was President Reagan nearly 30 years ago. A total contrast with President Obama in the year 2014.
Stuart, thank you. We'll look for more on FBN. See you next time.
So the House Republicans' highest-ranking woman, Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rodgers, giving the official Republican response last night. She went after the president for missing the bigger picture. Have a listen here now.
The president talks a lot about income inequality, but the real gap we face today is one of opportunity inequality. And with this administration's policies, that gap has become far too wide.
So we will speak with the Congresswoman next hour here in America's Newsroom. Where does America go from here? Very important interview that's coming up here.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We'll speak with her in a little while. And in the meantime, the president also acknowledged the Speaker of the House during the speech last night, and even getting a thumbs up back from the Speaker. The president used John Boehner's family story as a point in the address.
How the son of a barkeep is Speaker of the House.
It's kind of funny. You got a standing ovation. Joe Biden getting up on his feet there. The speaker gave a quick salute and the thumbs up that you saw. But after the address, he made this video for the president.
I appreciate what the president has said tonight, but I'm one of those Americans who are asking the question, where are the jobs?
All right, but the biggest moment of the night came near the very end, the bravery of a wounded Army Ranger. His name is Corey Remsburg, and he was there last night. That went on for nearly a minute and a half. The sergeant first class wounded when he hit a roadside bomb during his 10th deployment overseas. He was in a coma for 3 months, partially paralyzing him. He's recovering with the help of many doctors and, of course, a loving family, too. And that was indeed a moment to watch on the balcony
next to him, and it was a very powerful moment and a reminder of what brings us all together, the support of our troops and the respect for this young man, and the fact that he has given so much for the country.
Right. Thank you,
Quite
Corey.
a moment last night. So we'll have